Okay, let's be completely honest with each other for a second. Think about the last time you closed down an AI app on your phone or laptop because it flat out lied to you. Maybe you are a real estate agent and you asked it to give you a quick summary of local zoning laws for a client. It gave you an incredibly confident, beautiful answer written in perfect English, except the specific law it cited didn't actually exist. Or maybe you are in HR and you asked it to draft a complex conflict resolution policy and it handed back a generic, tone deaf response that would get you laughed out of the executive suite. When that happened, what do? We roll our eyes. We feel a little bit of relief, honestly, because we think, well, the machines aren't taking my job anytime soon. But beneath that relief is a nagging sense of intimidation and frustration. We have been told by every tech executive on the news that this technology is an all knowing super intelligence. So when it fails at a basic work task, we assume either the technology is completely useless hype or we simply aren't smart enough to figure out how to use it. I'm here to tell you that neither of those things are true. When this generative AI wave hit a few years ago, those of us with tech degrees fell into the exact same trap. We looked at this massive multi-billion-dollar piece of software and treated it like an oracle. We treated it like a digital god. We walked up to the screen, typed in a brief question, and expected it to read our minds, understand the company culture, and deliver flawless wisdom. And that is exactly why we failed. Here is the mindset shift that will completely unlock your productivity before you finish your daily commute today. Why treating AI like a god fails, but treating it like a naive intern wins? Once you stop looking at that prompt box as an all-knowing entity and start looking at it as a fresh out of college trainee, the frustration vanishes, the intimidation disappears. You stop trying to program it and you start managing it. Over the next few minutes, we are going to throw out all the tech jargons. We are going to look at the pure human logic of how to delegate your most exhausting, repetitive daily chores to this digital trainee. By the time you step out of your car or walk through your office doors, you're going to know exactly how to run your own automated no-code assembly line. Let's dive in. To understand how an AI model actually functions during your workday, I want you to completely forget about algorithms, data centers, and computer science. Let's build a mental picture instead. Imagine that your company has just hired a new summer intern. Let's call him Automated Intern. Now, this intern is incredibly unique. On his very first day, he walks into your office and he has a literal 4.0 GPA from the most prestigious university on the earth. In fact, he has a photographic memory. He has read every business textbook ever printed. He has memorized the dictionary, every public tax code, millions of real estate listings, and every corporate strategy memo ever uploaded to the public internet. He is sitting at his desk, absolutely bursting with energy. He wants to please you and he can type at a speed of 10,000 words per minute. Sounds like a dream employee, right? But here's the catch. Despite having memorized the entire sum of human knowledge on paper, this intern has zero real world experience. He has never spent a single hour sitting in an actual office. He doesn't know the unique personality quirks of your difficult clients. He doesn't know that your company prefers a warm, casual tone over a stuffy corporate one. He has absolutely no institutional memory, no common sense, and zero context about how your specific day to day business operates. Now imagine you walk up to this eager, naive intern's desk on Monday morning. You take a stack of messy, unorganized client notes, throw them down, and give him a vague instruction. Hey, fix our client onboarding process with this, make it look professional. Huh? What happens next? The intern panics because he doesn't want to look stupid, and because he has memorized millions of textbooks, he doesn't tell you he is confused. Instead, he just guesses. He pulls a generic template out of his head from a completely different industry, fills it with bloated corporate buzzwords, and hands it back to you in 3 seconds with a massive, confident smile. Is the intern really stupid? No. He's just operating in a vacuum. You gave him an unstructured, ambiguous goal, so he used whatever random textbook pattern fit the math in his head. This isn't just a funny metaphor. This is the exact reality of how large language models work, and it is backed up by some of the most prestigious workplace research in the world. If you flip through the pages of the Harvard Business Review, you'll find a landmark study conducted by the researchers from Harvard, MIT, Wharton, and the Boston Consulting Group. They wanted to see what happens when a real world professionals use AI for complex everyday tasks. They discovered something fascinating called the Jagged Technological Frontier. The researchers found that when professionals treated the AI like an all-knowing machine, when they blindly trusted it to solve open-ended problems without supervision, their performance actually dropped. They fell off a cliff. The AI confidently hallucinated and the humans didn't catch the mistakes because they assumed the god in the machine knew better than them. But here's the kicker. The professionals who treated the AI like a trainee, the ones who broke down tasks, gave explicit instructions, set clear boundaries, and rigorously reviewed the work, saw their productivity skyrocket by over 40%. Their output quality jumped dramatically. Why? Because they were practicing good management. Think about how you manage a human trainee in the real world. You don't just say, write a marketing campaign. No. You sit them down and you say, okay, here is our target audience. They are local families looking to buy their first home. Here is our company playbook. I want you to read the specific past email we sent them last year because that's exact friendly tone is what we use. Now your first task is to just write 3 headlines. Don't write the whole email yet. Just give me the headlines, let me review them, and then we will move to the next step. That is explicit, step-by-step guidance. That is how you turn a naive intern with a photographic memory into an elite operational asset. When you open that prompt box on your phone or your desktop later today, I want you to visualize that eager, fresh out of college graduate sitting behind the screen. Stop asking it to think for you. Start telling it exactly how to execute for you, step by step. Now let's take this management mindset out of the abstract and bring it directly onto your shop floor. Let's do a live operational audit of a task that is likely draining the life out of you or your team every week. We are going to look at how to build a no-code automated workflow chain. I want you to imagine a digital assembly line, or better yet, think of it like a track and field relay race. In a relay race, the magic doesn't happen when a runner is sprinting alone in a straight line. The magic and the danger happens during the handoff. The baton has to move seamlessly from the first runner to the second runner without dropping. In a modern office, your information moves the exact same way. One task ends, it hands off a baton of data, and the next task begins. Let's look at a common agonizing chore faced by an operations or a HR manager. Let's call him Marcus. Marcus manages a busy department, and every Friday his team has to collect feedback and update logs from dozens of different field agents or clients. These updates arrive via a messy, unorganized intake form or a general inbox. Right now, Marcus's manual work looks like this. He sits down, opens a messy email manually, reads through the disorganized text, copies out the client's complaint, figures out which department needs to be fixed, which department needs to fix it, opens up a spreadsheet, types in the client's name, logs the priority level, and then switches over to his email app to draft a manual confirmation message back to the client. It takes 15 minutes per email. Multiply that by 60 clients every single week, and Marcus has just lost an entire day of his life to mindless data entry. He is acting like a human bridge between two software apps. Let's automate this using our automated intern logic without typing a single line of code. We are going to build a 3-stage relay race. Let's see the stage 1, which is the trigger. This is where the baton is handed off. We set up a simple piece of logic inside our office system that says, whenever a new update email arrives in this specific inbox, pick up the baton. No human needs to click open. The system handles the handoff automatically. Stage 2, this is the intern's desk. The system automatically passes the raw text of that messy email straight to our automated intern. But remember, we aren't just going to say fix this. We are going to give the intern a strict step-by-step evaluation playbook. The prompt built into the system reads something like this. You are our enthusiastic operations trainee. Your job is to read the attached incoming client update. Follow these explicit steps. Step 1, extract the client's company name. Step 2, identify the core issue. Is it a billing problem, a shipping delay, or a technical bug? Step 3, rate the urgency on a scale of 1 to 3 based on whether the client mentions a hard deadline or not. Do not write a narrative response, just output these 3 pieces of data in a clean list. What happens here? Because the intern has explicit constraints, his mathematical prediction engine calculates the answers flawlessly in half a second. He formats the data cleanly, completely stripping away the messy filler text. Now let's go to stage 3, the handoff to the sheet. The baton moves to the next runner. The system takes these clean structured piece of information from the intern and slides them automatically into the correct rows of Marcus's tracking spreadsheet. The client's name goes in column A, the issue type goes in column B, and the urgency score goes in column C. Stage 4, this is the safety wall. We aren't done yet. The intern has one final task in this relay race. We tell him, based on the issue type you just found, draft a short, warm, 3-sentence acknowledgement email to the client. Let them know we have categorized their issue and that our team is looking into it. Put this draft directly into Marcus's email draft folder. Do not send it automatically. Let's look at the final picture of this digital assembly line. On Friday afternoon, Marcus doesn't open a messy inbox of 100 chaotic emails. Instead, he opens his tracking spreadsheet and he sees 60 clean rows perfectly populated with names, issues, and urgency rating. When he opens his email application, clicks on his drafts folder and finds 60 beautifully written, hyper-targeted response emails sitting there waiting for him. All Marcus has to do is spend 5 minutes skimming the drafts, making sure the intern didn't make a naive mistake, and hitting send. Marcus went from spending 8 hours acting like a copy-paste robot to spending 5 minutes acting like a high-level executive editor. He didn't have to learn Python, he didn't have to learn how to develop software. He simply mapped out the logic of the relay race, broke the task down into bite-sized steps, and guided his automated trainee through the workflow. We are reaching the end of today's session, but your actual work begins right now. I don't want you to just listen to this case study, park your car, or walk into your building and go back to your old manual routine. I want you to meet your automated intern live face to face, or rather voice to voice, before you start your next meeting. Here is your immediate actionable voice homework assignment. As soon as this episode ends, I want you to pull out your smartphone. Open up the AI app you have installed in your device. Tap that little microphone icon to switch it into live voice mode. Do not type on your keyboard. We are going to practice direct managerial verbal delegation. I want you to speak this exact script into your mic. I want to test your ability to act as my enthusiastic office intern. I'm going to describe a messy, unstructured project idea that has been bouncing around in my head. Before I tell you what it is, I want you to promise me that you will not generate a massive, long essay. Instead, your job is simply to learn my messy thoughts, extract the top 3 action items, and format them as clear bulleted checklist. Confirm that you understand this instruction and ask me for my messy thoughts. When you speak those words, pay incredibly close attention to what happens in your headphones or your car speakers. Notice how the AI immediately conforms to the role. Listen to how its tone changes when you explicitly tell it, "Do not generate a massive essay." You are literally watching the mathematical weights inside its predictive brain shift. You're blocking it from going to the wordy, bloated textbook shelves and forcing it to look only at the operational, direct action shelves. Once it confirms, give it your messy thoughts. Tell it about an upcoming listing you need to write, a difficult team meeting you need to plan, or a spreadsheet you need to reorganize. Speak casually, stumble over your words, it doesn't matter. Watch how cleanly your automated intern steps up, filters out the noise, and gives you back a razor sharp, structured execution plan. Stop treating this technology like an all-knowing God that is going to magically fix your career. And stop dismissing it as a fancy search engine. It is an incredibly fast, endlessly energetic trainee waiting for your leadership. You define the logic, you break down the steps, you build the assembly line. Because you are the manager now. Go put your intern to work, and I will see you next time at the AI desk.